Hi guys, it's me Julie and welcome back to my channel. Hi. If you guys knew what that was, I love you. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing my honest review on the film Bohemian Rhapsody. And this is very late because it's now basically December 1st. It's not basically, it is December 1st. And I basically waited an entire month to do a review on it. I did film like this before, but I just thought that it wasn't good enough and that I didn't really touch on the subjects that I wanted to touch on. So I'm doing it again currently right now, which is, I think it's like midnight or something like that. My sister's sleeping in my bed right there in front of me, you know? So I'm just gonna, address the elephant in the room. I don't know if y'all can see, but I got some red, red at the bottom of my hair. I dyed it with Manic Panic, and my sister dyed her end of her hair blue, and like hers looked good. I was like, you know what, you only live once, but it's like temporary, but I absolutely hate it. And I regret all my life decisions up to this point because of this. So thank myself for that. Before I start talking about the film Bohemian Rhapsody, I wanted to come out and say that if you have not watched the film, I am going to spoil it a lot. So don't watch this because I don't want people to get mad. I don't want you guys to get mad and be like, you ruined the movie for me. Like, I can't watch it now. Like, no. Okay, so I didn't word this part correctly, but basically what I was saying is that I had my own opinion and I didn't want people to watch this and formulate their own opinion based on my opinion, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that I respected their opinions and that this is just my opinion. So yeah, my queen obsessed ass has watched this movie 4 fucking times. Count that? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4, bitch. And also, like, some people have like literally watched it 7 times, maybe more than 7. And I give you props, I love you if you watched it more than 7 times, because that is, even 7 times, if you watch it 7 times or more, I love you. Like, thank you for being amazing. I don't have income because I don't have a job, so I use my mom's money, my parents' money together. I used their money to go pay tickets to go see Bohemian Rhapsody 4 times. So, my mom is kind of like, there's no need for you to go to see a movie more than like once, but she somehow allowed me to watch it 4 times. But if I had my own income, you best fucking know that I'd be in that theater every single fucking day, because I'm that bitch. Sorry to have to do another one of these little voiceover thingies, but I don't know what kind of crack I was on, because in this video I literally cussed so much. Like, I was acting like a BICTH, if you guys know what that line is. I love you. But I was acting like really bad and mean. So I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I didn't mean to cuss. If you're like one of my family members and you're older than me, I'm sorry that you had to see me be like this. Love you, bye. When I first heard they were making this movie, I was, kind of shook. I was like really happy about it, really ecstatic about it, but I was like, how in the hell are they gonna find a Freddie Mercury? And how in the hell are they gonna like replicate Queen, because it's not easy to do. I mean, like, the Doors movie with like Val Kilmer, like, that was really good, and it's really easy, I think, to reproduce the Doors, but with Queen, I think it's very hard to get the right people and get it all accurately correct. Now, when I say accurately correct, I'm talking about like, timeline and all the shit that goes into it, just like the facts, And I did notice that in this movie there was a lot of kind of not right things, like some like year stuff. Like, there was some stuff that was just inaccurate, and to me it didn't ruin the movie. I was just very still interested in the movie, and that's what a lot of people were mad about, is that there was like, you know, a couple like inaccuracies and stuff. But to me, honestly, they can't, I think that they can't please everybody at this point, you know, because there's are some like diehard Queen fans who are like taking this movie and like, you know, looking at it scene by scene and like criticizing it on everything. And I'm just not that kind of person. And if you are, like, whatever. But I just was happy that they were even making a movie about Queen and spending, you know, time, you know, investing in a movie about Queen. So I wasn't really like mad about that. Let me talk about Rami Malek for a second, because I love him. I've watched Mr. Robot, I've watched The Pacific, I've watched literally everything that he's ever been in. And I love him, and I don't know, there's just something about him that I think a lot of people can agree with me, that he's like exotic looking, and he's just so different. And like, some people think he's like not attractive, and some people think that he is attractive, and I don't know, I just find him very attractive, just because he's different, you know. And he, like, I mean, I've never met him, obviously, but I could tell, like, in interviews and stuff that I've watched, especially about the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, that he is just a very down-to-earth person. And I think that he was, in my opinion, probably the best person to play Freddie Mercury, in the aspect of respecting him and doing his best to portray him in an accurate way. And I know that in the beginning, when they were trying to get this started, which was when, what, 2010, I think, 2009, 8, I don't know. But they wanted Sacha Baron Cohen to play him. And I mean, I think physically, like physical looks, he probably could have pulled, you know, a Freddie Mercury off, but something happened and a lot of people don't like him. So I'm kind of glad that he didn't get to play Freddie Mercury, and I'm very glad that Rami had the opportunity to play him. I like how I also like how Rami is of like Middle Eastern descent. I don't know what exactly he is, and I don't want to like specify it because I'm not educated at all. But so is Freddie, and I think that it kind of is good that they're, you know, kind of portraying, you know, actual people that are that, you know, that are that. More about Rami. So obviously in this movie, wigs, makeup, and everything really helped all these actors get into their roles, because especially with a film that's probably, you know, set in decades, like, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s and stuff, they needed to have an accurate representation of that era. So they did really good with the costuming, the makeup, the sets. The last time I watched it, I was really studying everything, and I was like studying the sets, and I love interior design and stuff like that, and I really wanted to be a set decorator when I get older, but it's kind of a stressful job. But I was just in awe, like this, like the places that they decided to film, and the like things that they filled the rooms with. It was just amazing. Ben Hardy, Gwilym Lee, and Joe Mazzello were the ones that played, you know, Roger, Brian, and John, and I think that they did a amazing job. Ben Hardy as Roger Taylor is hot as hell. I like follow him on Instagram now. I'm like, damn boy, you hot. Gwilym Lee as Brian May. I thought it was Brian May when I was watching the damn movie. Like, he was so good. Like, he needs to get a fucking Oscar for that. Like, thank you. And then Joe Mazzello as John Deacon. I literally was laughing my ass off because of, like, his facial expressions. Like, he did John such justice. And I think all of them, including Rami, really... I mean, obviously Roger and obviously Ben and Gwilym had, you know, the actual people to be there to help them try to get into their character a little bit more. But I think that overall, all of them just did an amazing job, and I really appreciate what actors do, because they really take the time and they take the effort and all the passion when they accept these roles, and when they research these roles. They have to research them you know, especially Queen to the T. So I've been watching interviews with Rami, and he was saying like how much interviews he watched and how much footage he watched just to try and you know, get into this role of Freddie. And I was really blown away. Rami obviously doesn't look like Freddie, and a lot of people were very mad about that. My mom was one of them. She's like, I can't even go watch that movie with that ugly guy playing him, like, ugh. And I was like, to all the people that are mad about that, I think there is a point that you need to realize that nobody looks like Freddie Mercury. Like, think about it. I mean, somebody might, but they don't sing like him, dress like him, have mannerisms like him, you know, all this stuff that goes into a person. And I think Rami did an incredible job of getting his mannerisms, his voice, just the way that he presented himself was very Freddie, and his voice very Freddie, and I was kind of, you know, blown away. And I think that those things really helped me kind of look at it as, okay, that's Freddie Mercury, or that's supposed to be Freddie Mercury. So I think overall they all did an amazing job, and it is really my favorite movie. And that's saying a lot because I am a filmaholic bitch, and I literally watch like every single movie. I have watched half of the movies ever produced, and I just think that this is one that will last for a very long time. And I think it's one that is really important nowadays, because I've noticed, like, myself, I'm 16, and I've noticed, like, in Latin stuff, if you're not into like rap and stuff like that, you are probably into like vintage music, like stuff from the 50s to the 80s, you know. So I think that this movie is gonna kind of bring a new wave of Queen fans, and it already has. And you know, last time that was like in Wayne's World, you know, it kind of brought that back. And I'm just really happy that now a lot of people are gonna, you know, watch this movie and get very inspired by them and invest time in you know, researching them and learning about them. Because obviously everybody has heard a fucking Queen song, but I don't think anybody, you know, sits there and goes, oh, who is this? Queen. Okay, who's the lead singer? Who's the guitar? Like, that's who I am with my bands. If I listen to somebody and I like it, I do the research to Timbuktu and back, you know. Like, I really try to get deep into who I'm listening to, because it really does help me when I listen to the music to kind of understand where the singer's coming from, or understand where these lyrics are coming from. Because, you know, music is poetry, music is art, and I think that these incredible and talented creative people that are Queen are really just important for a generation nowadays. And I think that Freddie Mercury himself is a very big inspiration for a lot of people in this time and age right now, because of his, you know, sexuality. Nobody knows for sure if he was bi or just gay, and I think that the way that he just kind of did what he wanted, and he was who he really was. And I think that if anybody tried to knock him down or try to criticize him, he would just basically just say, like, fuck off. Like, I don't need you to come in here into my life and, you know, try to change me, or try to make rules, you know. And that's one of the reasons I love him so much, is because he inspires me to kind of just be myself and be creative and not give a fuck about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, like, you're the only one that can change you, and you're the only one that, you know, can be you. So I think that it's really good that we're getting another wave of Queen, you know, because I've already seen it on Instagram and stuff, that there are a lot of new Queen fans. And speaking of that, I know some people are very, like, people that have been fans of Queen for ever since they, like, came out of their mom's vagina are kind of very, like, mad that all these new Queen fans are just all about the movie, because obviously the movie is not factually correct. and they're really mad that like a lot of these people that watched the movie didn't do a lot of research really into the truth, are kind of just like saying this stuff that was portrayed in the movie but isn't real life. And a lot of people are mad about that, but honestly, if they really enjoy it, they'll go and they'll research it, and they'll, you know, correct themselves. And obviously people that are big fans of Queen can help like new fans like learn about it more, you know. And I don't really mind it. I really am happy that there are more people, you know, joining the Queen fandom. And I've noticed that like when I'm on YouTube now, Queen as vines come up, and like Queen crack comes up and stuff. Like, it's just so amazing that like now all these people are like making content about Queen and like talking about Queen. It's just amazing. I don't know, I'm like smiling and I'm so stupid. So yeah, I hope that I touched on everything.
Well, you didn't, bitch. So I'm here to fill it in. Basically, this is not like huge news, but I don't know if you guys know this, but they had this thing like before the movie came out, that if you like submitted yourself singing Bohemian Rhapsody, like you might be in the movie, like they might put you in the crowd. And like I don't know what drugs I was on at like 2 a.m., but like I recorded myself singing Bohemian Rhapsody and I submitted it. And then I was getting really nervous because I was like, it was like a couple weeks before the movie was going to release, and like I didn't get anything. And I checked my email, and lo and behold, it was like, "You're in the movie, bitch." And I was like, so I was like stoked. And then when I went to go see the movie, like the part that I'm in is like really quiet. Like you can barely hear the crowd. But it's kind of cool that like a lot of Queen fans could like submit their voice and they could be part of it, you know? And I feel like I'm part of it. I'm part of fucking history, man. Like, yeah. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Bye.
Okay, so in conclusion, I'm going to give you my final overview of the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. If you have not seen it, please go see it. And if you have seen it, please comment below your opinions on it. I would really like to see what other people think about it. And yeah, I really love this film. And it's not something that somebody should watch and be like, okay, that's all correct. It should be something that it's just in embracing Queen and showing their story, and showing Freddie Mercury and, you know, what he had to go through in his life. And I think that it's a really good film. And I literally, my brain is not working right now. Like I can't think of anything else to say. So I'm gonna end the video here. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
If you've made it all the way to the end of this 20 fucking minute video, I love you and thank you for being such a great person. Go to sleep or like take a nap, because I don't know why you watched that entire thing. Anyway.
Anyway, so I will see you guys in my next video, and goodbye.
So this video is actually 18 minutes long, so I'm a dumbass, but I don't know what I was gonna say. This is why I should not be editing at 2 a.m. because I make mistakes and my brain isn't working. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I have been editing a Queen as Vines video, and I have I have story times about going to see Bohemian Rhapsody like in the theater, like shit that happened in the theater. So stay tuned on my channel. I don't have an uploading schedule, but I upload whenever I feel like it. So if you're in need for some random content that makes no sense, you're in the right place. Thank you, and have a great day, evening, afternoon, or night. Goodbye.